the two opposing powers, his are just stronger than hers. Yeah, maybe he got the plan, but yeah, James Harden too mild mannered, dude. He on Taco Bell commercials. It's a problem talking about some. Have you had that breakfast over there at Taco Bell?
No.
Me neither, dude. Like, I know what the lunch and dinner does to you. I can't imagine that being the first thing you put in your stomach. God, ugh. You talking about bubble guts? You get to work and have to blow it up immediately. That's the worst thing ever, too, dude. When you have to do that kind of doo-doo at work or at school or something, that's the worst, dude. Because that's the one you kind of want to get naked for that one. I don't know. Well, maybe I'm telling too much. Maybe everybody ain't like me. Is that too much? Everybody's not like that. Like when you had that real bad stomach hurting doo-doo, you can't keep your clothes on for that, can you? Do you? I guess.
No, not when it's like that.
Yeah,
you at least got to take your pants off. You got to come up out of your pants.
Yeah, you got to get naked, dude, and just you got to everything got to be open. Anyway, it's stupid. Speaking of open, dude, just to give you guys an update, I did not have time to look for the Iggy Azalea sex tape. It's not really a priority because whatever. I've seen enough pornography in my life to have seen a fine white girl on getting it before. So it's not really a priority, but at one point, I'll look it up. Probably when I'm done watching Entourage. Once I'm done with that season, I'll be looking for something else to entertain me. It may just be Iggy, and I'll keep you guys posted on that. All right, where are we at time wise? We got plenty of time. Good. Let's catch my breath real quick. All right, did I finish the Russell Wilson thing, dude? About God talking to him about this? Yeah, I did. Such a weirdo, dude.
Yeah.
God, he's such a weirdo. In the NBA, the Cleveland Cavs still have not signed Tristan Thompson. Mo Williams is back. Here's the thing, too, dude. You're going to be sad, too. Because what the hell is going to happen with Delly, your guy?
No, they already said they're going to re-sign Delly.
Yeah, so what?
They said...
You got your backup point guard in Mo Williams, a dude who can really get buckets in the league.
Yeah, but they dumping. But from what I understand, they go dump all. I don't think they go bring James Jones back. Mike Miller's not coming back.
That's fine. We talking about three dudes who play the same position.
Yeah, but I'm just saying. That's just what I read today. Yeah. When I fully read the article about Mo Williams, and they were like, but Dan Gilbert or whatever the GM's name is,
Dave
saying
Griffin.
that they still. Yeah, that they still fully plan on re-signing Dellavedova.
Sure, I would too. Whatever. Kyrie gets hurt, then you got another point guard. But you know who he is until that happens? Yeah, Shelvin Mack. We didn't see Shelvin Mack until Game 5 of the Eastern Conference Finals. Everybody was like, "Damn, he's still on the team." Yeah, he's right there. Yeah. 2 point guards is enough. You got 3, somebody's getting pooped on, and it might be the young white Australian. Because Mo Williams got you 17 buckets, 17 points a game last year for that Charlotte squad. Yeah, everybody was screaming over Matthew Dellavedova getting 10 one game or something. Wasn't it 20? He got 20 one game, and Twitter went crazy. Got a guy who almost averaged 20. I'm gonna take that kid. Take that guy or this scrappy Australian football guy. Yeah. I'll give you a minute to compose yourself, Rob. I know it's going to be emotional knowing that your boy is going to be riding the pine.
What?
Naked under the warm-ups.
I ain't even know who the hell Dellavedova was.
No one did. That's my point. That's always been my point about that dude.
I'm definitely not going to be hurt.
Everybody was going, man, you see what Delly doing? Yep, get as much of it as you can because that's about as much as you're going to get of him. Yeah, I know. I recognize dudes who aren't real NBA players quickly. I recognize them real quickly. And that dude, yeah, he reeked of it. He reeked of a dude that has D-League all over his body. And now Mo has... Did you see that idiot tweet, "I'm coming home"? Mo Williams tweets, "I'm coming home." He's such an idiot. And meanwhile, Delly's like, damn it. Guess I'll just go back to drinking coffee at halftime now. Of course you will, Delly. It was nice knowing you, dude. Yep, that's what we call it the Jeremy Lin syndrome. You get as high as you can get, and somebody pops that damn balloon, you come crashing back down to reality. Is Jeremy Lin a Maverick yet, dude? Has that happened yet?
Nope, not yet. Nope.
Yeah, he'll get a job. Because like I said, he's serviceable enough, and he can get adequate amount of buckets. That Delhi thing, yeah. And trust me, it's a good thing for all of us. We don't have to see that broke ass lob pass no more. It's a win for everybody except him. That dude was getting sandwiches named after him. God help me. And everybody was on board with it. Man, that dude is scrappy. There's Dirty Delhi. Miss me. Wish I had a camera in here where you can see my hand motions as I talk about this kid. God, man, we're so light on topical stuff today. You see this kid yesterday who actually recorded his whole album at the Apple Store?
Yeah, and then put. Oh no! I thought you were about to say.
Oh, that dude. Yeah, go ahead. Tell everybody about that idiot.
The jokes that put his mixtape in McDonald's Happy Meal.
Wait a minute.
And the mixtape was called Confessions of a Real Negro.
Niggas.
Yeah.
N-E-G-U-S, niggas.
All day, cuz. What's worse about that story is that idiot took the toy out. Like the kid couldn't even get the toy and the mixtape. He was like, "Screw that. They gonna bump to this heat."
What's worse is that the mom said them were the worst lyrics she ever heard in her life.
Oh, there's only one person he got it out to. Like he didn't mass distribute that thing.
Well, I'm saying that. Well, yeah, I'm saying, but the lady who actually reported it.
That's ridiculous.
The
fact that she went the extra mile to listen to it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because she put it in because it was in the Happy Meal, and she said her kid had poured it out the Happy Meal, and she was like, "Oh, let me put it in for you." Whatnot.
No. But here's the thing: she's a dumbass.
It was like,
I'm not gonna let her off the hook, Rob, because did you read the description of the words on the tape?
Yes, the CD was written with a Sharpie.
Right. Yeah. That didn't come from McDonald's. that came from Jerome.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Let me see what this be about. Yeah. It's not Peebo Bryson's mom. Plus, she was probably like hella ratchet anyway. And the only reason she turned the dude in because the lyrics was whack. Like if they was hot, she'd been like, "Man, gotta go back and get me another number 2 and ask for a toy." Stupidity. Way too stupid for me. All right, where are we at here? Okay, we can start talking about the because I got to tell you guys where I am in Entourage. So before we do that, we can start talking about we can continue, I should say, with our Big Ten preview, starting with Michigan State, the second ranked team in the conference. Now, last week, of course, we did, just to give you guys a quick recap, we did Georgia, Alabama, Auburn, A&M, Texas A&M, Ole Miss, Arkansas, and Mississippi State. Right? That's all right? That's 7 teams. Mm-hmm. That's all of them? I'm not missing any, am I? Okay. So this week we decided to switch conferences, obviously, because no one cares about the other teams in the SEC who aren't gonna contend. We'll talk about. We've been talking about the Big Ten. We talked about Ohio State yesterday. Today is going to be Michigan State and Wisconsin. And we'll get into schedules as we get closer. We got, I think, 60 days until the kids have to report to actual camp. Or, no, I think it's only a couple of weeks. Yeah, I think it's only a couple of weeks till they have to report to actual fall camp. And we could talk about schedules and things of that nature at that point. But right now, we just wanted to give you guys some quick previews on some things to look out for. Between last season and this season, a lot of kids left school, got drafted. There were suspensions and all this kind of stuff. So we want to kind of kickstart everything, get you guys just ready for the 2015 college football season, the second year of the 14 playoff. All right, so you've got Mike D'Antonio and the Michigan State Spartans, who are predicted to finish second in the Big Ten East, obviously behind Ohio State, the Buckeyes. They are currently nationally ranked 7th in the country. Mike D'Antoni has been there for 8 years. He's 75-31. They've had at least 11 wins in 4 out of the last 5 years. So this is a team that has consistently competed. In 2013, They actually finished ranked number 3 in the entire country. I talked about this a little bit yesterday. They got the quarterback coming back, a kid that went back to school instead of entering the draft, in the name of Connor Cook. This is his 3rd year as a starter, and he's probably going to be one of those kids who ends up being like the winningest quarterback in Michigan State history. He'll probably break some NCAA passing records as well if he stays healthy. They're predicted to actually, in front of him, have the best offensive line in the Mike D'Antonio history and era of Michigan State, whatever that means in particular. But it all starts with the senior All-American and Jack Allen. They have a left tackle named Jack Conklin. They got a bunch. It's Wisconsin. It's Michigan State. It's Big Ten football, so of course they're recruiting linemen. So they're going to have some nice recruits coming in as well. This kid Jack Conklin, is projected to be a first-round draft pick next year. So that gives you kind of an idea of what they're dealing with up front. They still, on offense, they're going to have to replace their receiver of the year, a kid named Tony Lippett, and a 1,500-yard rusher in Jeremy Langford. Excuse me. Those positions they'll try to fill those positions with guys like Aaron Burbridge and R.J. Shelton, 2 wide receivers. They also have a tight end who's supposed to be actually really, really nice on third downs in the red zone, kind of the quarterback's safety blanket of sorts. His name is Josiah Price. And at tailback, replacing Tony Lippett, is going to be Delton Williams. Would have been Delton Williams, but as I talked about at the beginning, suspensions. He's been suspended indefinitely. And again, I didn't take the time out to look and see why he was suspended. So we'll find that out as the season draws near. These are just like quick previews and get you guys familiar with some of the teams that are going to be competing. Because I know right down here where we're at, everyone's going to be laser focused on what, Rob? SEC. They might catch a couple of ACC ball games, might catch some, Florida State or some Georgia Tech or some Clemson. But mainly, everyone's going to be looking at when's Bama playing? When's Georgia playing? Mississippi State, and so forth and so on. So the teams that the people in our area of the country don't really pay attention to, I want to make sure I get you guys familiar with them, as familiar as possible, so that when you see these teams, if you see these teams, in the 4-game playoff, just like last year, remember, everyone saw Ohio State and was like, oh, guess we're looking at who did everyone think is going to be? Everyone thought it was going to be like Florida State taking on Alabama or Auburn or excuse me, who were the 4 teams last year, Rob? Florida State, Oregon, Alabama, and Ohio State. Right. So, but no one thought it was going to be Ohio State. Why? Because they had the big freshman quarterback, and everyone felt like he wasn't going to be able to rise to the occasion. But we all know how it ended up. So yeah, Delton Williams, he has been indefinitely suspended this spring. So they have a couple of other guys, some slashing type running backs in Madre London and Gerald Holmes that are going to be trying to compete for that starting job at tailback, as well as an incoming freshman named L.J. Scott, who is supposed to be one of the top recruits in that area of the country. He'll also be competing for the starting nod at tailback. Okay, we got like a minute and a half to go, so I'm going to go ahead and get through this real quick. The defensive side of the football. They actually finished the nation's top 10 in total defense the past 4 years. So this is a team who plays some defense. We're always talking about, defensive talent down here in the South and the SEC and everything. Well, yesterday we talked about a pretty good defense in Ohio State, and everyone got to see that defense up close and personal when they did what they did to Alabama first, and then that high-powered Oregon offense in order to win the national championship last year. So they got their former Big Ten Defensive Lineman of the Year in Shalik Calhoun playing one end as far as their front goes. And they got another powerful defensive end in Lawrence Thompson, who actually is shifting from tackle to end. So that's going to be a little bit of a adjustment for him. They have a freshman All-American in Malik McDowell, who will also be playing up front for them. Their linebackers consist of outside linebacker Ed Davis and Darren Harris, with the middle linebacker being Riley Bullough, Bullough. Now, the biggest concern on their defense is going to be their secondary. They had a couple. I mean, we all know about these Michigan State defensive backs. You know, they play